first thing I'm going to do is draw a large circle. The next is to vertically and horizontally split it into 4 quarters. Once we've done this, we're then going to try and work out where our 5 points are to give us a 5-pointed star. You could use a protractor for this, but I'm going to do it using a compass. So firstly, I'm going to go to this point here, and I'm going to make my compass a little bit smaller and do a light arc this way and a light arc that way. Just going to finish that off. I'm now able to bisect this line like that. The next point I'm going to work with is this and this. I'm going to put my compass point here and extend the other arm out till it touches the top. And I'm now going to draw a light arc coming down, crossing here. I'm then going to put my point on the top here, and I'm going to extend my pencil to this point here where the arc crossed the line. That will give me my first mark of my pentagon. And if I do the same on the other side, there's my second, third, and if I go to that mark, fourth and fifth. And now we can join those up to create a pentagonal star. Before I draw my 5-pointed star, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I like to rub out my workings out, otherwise it gets a bit confusing. So I'm going to go ahead and do that first and then show you how to do the 5-pointed star. Let's get our star in. So you need to join every other point, not the point next to it. Skip one. So I'm going to join this one and this one. Can you see I've skipped one? Same again. I'm going to join this one and this one. I'm skipping that one. And again, skip this one, join those two. Skip this one, join those two. And finally, you can see the last two that need to join, and this one gets skipped. At this point, I'm going to rub off the circumference of the circle and this line going across the middle horizontally. I want to put this central line back in each of the spokes of the star because it can help me later with all the patterns I'm going to draw inside. So I'm going to lightly put those back in. I also want to put some mini points that are much shorter in between. So we have a decagonal star, 10 points, but the main star with the larger spokes is the 5-pointed star. But in order to put those mini points in the middle, I need to join the central line with the crossover point in between each spoke. Central line, crossover point. I'm going to go out just a little bit. Central line, crossover point. Central line, crossover point. And so on. To help myself decide how long these points are going to be, I'm going to use a circle. That will just help me get the same measurement all the way round. So let's say I wanted them to be this long. Can you see that as I go around, I can mark the same mark on each of these little points. Where the line isn't long enough, I'm just going to extend them like that, and here. And now to make these points, I'm going to join them to the middle of the large spoke. I'll show you what I mean. There and there. Join that, and now we have a mini spoke. Large spoke and a mini spoke in the middle. I'm going to join that and that. That and that to this. That and that to this. And finally, this one and this one with this. And there we have it. 5-pointed star with larger points and a smaller set of rays coming off the middle. As you can see, my star is suspended slightly towards the top of the paper, which leaves me some room for a moon. But I want my moon at a slight angle, and I don't want the star to be touching the moon. So I'm going to use my compass, and I'm going to first start at the center of the star, and I'm going to put my pencil, the other arm, at a nice distance away from the star. I'm just using my eye. There's no special relationship. I'm just deciding where I think would be a nice distance. Well, I'm happy with this, so I'm now going to draw the first part of my moon. This is the inside bit of my crescent moon. I now want the outer bit of my crescent moon. Now, I'm going to move out from the center somewhere along this spoke. Maybe about here, doesn't really matter. This is all about using your eye. But if I use the same diameter as what I just did for the front of the moon, here, the moon's going to turn out really thin. And I want a nice fat slither of moon. So I'm going to open my compass a bit more, just randomly. And when I think it's going to be a nice width, I can even have a look. That's how fat my moon will be at the fattest bit. Then I'm going to have a go drawing it. Make sure that the top bit joins the top of your moon, and around you go, all the way to the other side. If there's a bit missing, you can easily go back to the center of the star, line up with the inside of your moon again, and just finish off that section there. There we are, we've got our moon and star. I'm going to be going over my moon and star with these 3 different pens. You can see that the 0.5 is thicker, the 0.1 is much thinner, and this 0.03 is very, very fine. I suppose you could use whatever pen you had to hand if you don't have these different varieties, but I like to use them because it adds contrast to the patterns. So I've added a black outline to the areas that I want to keep, the lines that I like, but I have left many of the pencil lines in because they can guide me and are very useful when I draw in the pattern. Recently I did this, and I'm going to use some of the ideas in here to inspire this new pattern. So you may want to draw along with me, but you might also have your own ideas that you inspire you and that you'd like to put in. I like to create tight points of fine detail that capture your attention, and I'm going to use these areas here to do that. So I'm going to create a circle around each one. That will be dark, black, to bring in some contrast on each of the smaller spokes. Once I've done and a minaret either side. So you can see I'm moving along slowly, bit by bit, filling in the dome and the minarets on each spoke of the star. I use my compass to mark how far along each of the minarets should come, so that it makes it easier for me to make it symmetrical and even. So I'm going to carry on doing the last 3 spokes now. I'm now going to use my 0.3 and my 0.003 to add in patterns. These are going to be random, and I'm going to be using the pencil lines and the pen lines to help me with keeping things symmetrical. So I've added some detail, and I thought I would add some detail with the much smaller pen now. I've been mainly using the slightly larger pens, and I think it's time to add the smaller detail to really capture the attention. So I'm going to start by making some more of these lovely circular bits. I'm going to use this much fatter pen now to fill in the dark sky behind each of the mosques. I feel the piece needs a bit of weight, and in a way it's a quite nice symbol to have the night sky. It reminds us of the extra things that we do at night when we're fasting. So I'm going to go in and do that now. The detail in the star is done, and I now want to focus on the crescent moon. I think where this point of the star points towards the moon, I'm going to do an open book symbolizing the Quran, and then out from it, patterns pointing outwards with 2 dark bits here to match the star. I'm drawing a line from the center of the star down towards the moon, because that will give me the center of the book. I'm now going to plan and draw out the book. I hope you loved this tutorial. If you did, please do like and subscribe or leave me a comment below. I also have an easy geometry tutorial for kids, which I'll put in the description below. And if you're interested in checking out my art, go on to Nash Henkel Art on Insta or Facebook. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. All your support is really appreciated.